Hey you, do you want to win this Bear Walker Mew skateboard? What about this Blastoise bookend? Or this amazing Charmander fossil watch? How about some sitting cuties? Pokemon pins or an Earth charm? This beautiful pack of posters? Or even a Psyduck pool floaty? Then all you have to do is make sure you're subscribed to the channel and then leave a like and a comment on this video right here, this video. Come back on March 9th, that's Friday, March 9th, to see if you are the winner. Good luck. So somebody asked me the other day, Fanny, what is one video that you're really excited to record? Is there a video coming up that you're really excited about? And I said, well, every video is very exciting. You've got to watch every video. They are fantastic. But actually what I said was Friday's video. Today's video I'm really excited about because I pulled some data. I want to have a conversation with you guys about exclusivity versus availability, right? So Pokemon has been around for a long time. Do you refer to Pokemon as a trading card game or a collectible card game? Now it can go either way. There's room for everybody in this space, in this hobby, but a lot of people look at Pokemon as just a collectible card game. They look at Pokemon as, hey, I want to invest in this. I want to buy some of these cards now so that way they go up in the future. I want to build something like a portfolio. You might hear people call it that, refer to it as that. Other people might refer to it as a trading card game. I want to collect them all. I want to play the game competitively. I want to go out. I want to have fun. I want to go to league. I want to go to regionals. I want to fill up my master set by trading. Whatever you decide, like there's no right or wrong answer in that regard. But the approach that Pokemon takes, now Pokemon is a business. Like let's just throw that information out there first and foremost. Everybody needs to understand Pokemon is a business. They are going to do what they can to put food on the table for their employees, to feed them out. Like they're going to take care of number one first. That is the big thing. As much as Pokemon might care about the community, and I firmly do believe that Pokemon does care about the community, they are going to focus on making sure that they get their bread. They want their money. Like that is going to be first and foremost number one as a business. That is going to be what they focus on. Now, the best way to do that is to make sure that product is readily available, not only when it comes to sealed products that are in demand, but also playable cards, really whatever they think might need to flood the market in order to produce more money back in their bank account. That's what they're going to do. They want things to be readily available. As much as I would love Pokemon to really love me as a reseller, as somebody who has an online LGS, I understand that they're probably not going to do that. They're probably not going to be like, well, we probably shouldn't print more of this because that might hurt the price, and then Fanny won't be able to make as much. Like they're not going to focus on any of that stuff. They're going to focus on them. But if you look right now at the way Pokemon has been over the last year and a half or so, Pokemon has never been like this before, and they are very clearly sending a statement out there to everybody that they are focusing on availability, especially when it comes to singles. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. I don't want to spend any time talking about sealed product because I agree sealed product obviously going to continue to rise. The big difference between sealed is once you open up a sealed item, it can never be a sealed item again. Once you open up, if I open up this box of Shiny Treasure EX, all of a sudden it can never, that is one less Shiny Treasure EX box that is ever in existence. If I pull the special art rare Charizard out of this, that's one additional special art rare Charizard that has entered existence. Because right now, I don't know if it's in here, but if I pull it, okay, then that quantity goes up and the sealed goes down by one. You get what I'm saying? So sealed always going to continue to climb because there's no way to add additional inventory outside of a giant reprint or something like that by Pokemon. So we're just going to focus on singles because I think that is a very interesting layer of Pokemon right now to look at. If you were involved in Pokemon or paid attention to Pokemon, let's say 5 years ago, 6 years ago, there was a time when Uxie was running around in the format like crazy and it was a $100 card. Shaman, Tapu Lele, even Dedenne GX at the beginning of its time. A lot of these cards were selling for $50, $60, $70. I remember selling and buying Tapu Lele's, just the regular arts. Can you imagine a regular art card? The closest we've had to it was a Charizard EX from Obsidian Flames, which sold for about $25 release weekend because it was so competitive. After that, it dropped like a rock. There's been nothing else comparable or comparable to a Tapu Lele or a Shaman that were selling for $60, $70 because you needed so many of them in your deck. You needed them in order to play the game competitively. And now Pokemon is like, hold on. hold the phone for a second. We're going to print all these cards to oblivion. If you need these cards, we're going to print them. We are going to make sure that anybody who wants to play the game competitively can do it. If you know a Magic player, or if you know a Yu-Gi-Oh player, or if you know a One Piece player, or somebody who plays a different card game competitively, I guarantee you they love the fact that Pokemon is dirt cheap to play, because Pokemon, you can build decks for $60, $70, $80, competitive decks that will go out and win tournaments and win tens of thousands of dollars. It's absolutely insane. I'm going to flip you guys around so we can talk about this and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So we're going to start out with Iono here. So this is the Iono special illustration rare. This is from Paldea Evolved. Look at what it's been doing over the past couple months. Now it has risen a little bit over the past couple weeks. It's jumped up to about $80.31 after getting all the way down to $75. You can see it hit $75.40 at the beginning of February. But from where it started in September, now this is over 6 months. There's more data than that, but we're just looking at the past 6 months of data for that, because that's really when the free fall kind of started. It hit 102.45. It was over $100 card. The only one at the time from Scarlet and Violet over $100, and it dropped really, really hard. Started coming back a little bit, and then what happened? The Iono Premium Tournament Collection got announced, and all of a sudden this card goes down further. Then we've got Paldean Fates gets released, and this card goes down further, and it dropped all the way down to $75.40. Now it has rebounded a little bit, but I more than believe that it's going to continue to fall down. Look at what the Paldean Fates one is doing now. Maybe not as popular. Maybe the artwork isn't as great as what people like from the Paldea Evolved one. That's completely up to them. You know, that's an opinionated answer right there. But over the past month, so just since it released, you can see hovering right around $70. It's lost almost half of its value and continuing to trend in the downward direction. So it's hit $40 and a penny recently. It might even be lower than that because this slideshow is a couple days old now. Dropped down to $40 and a penny. That's its low since it's been released. It's only been out a month, but it's really impacting the market. If you look at the full art version from Paldea Evolved, also hitting new lows. So this one started out in September just above $40 at $41.32 as its high. Now it's dropped all the way down to $26.13 a few weeks ago, sitting at $26.90 currently. So again, losing about 40% of its value over just the past 6 months, which is absolutely insane. And then look at the Iono regular art. This is just the uncommon version. This one was released in Paldea Evolved. So this is the Paldea Evolved one that we're talking about right now. And if you look at how it's performed, this was a $3 card, $4 card all day. This is very similar to a lot of other staples that we've had in the format for the longest time. If you remember, Drizzile did extremely well. We've had a ton of trainer cards that have done really, really well in the past. Iono was doing really well, very consistent. It's a staple in a lot of decks. You need 3-4 copies in basically every deck. And what did Pokemon do? They reprinted it in Paldean Fates. So Paldean Fates, just the uncommon version like this, got a whole nother print run. And with the amount of Paldean Fates that got opened, all of a sudden, there's hundreds and hundreds of listings that become available, and this card drops like crazy. It was $3.62 at the end of September, stayed really flat, even up to the middle of January, still selling for about $3. And then Paldean Fates came out and it lost like 80% of its value. It dropped all the way down to 61 cents recently. It's sitting at 66 cents currently and continuing to fall. And we're not even done yet, because releasing on April 5th is the Iono Premium Collection Box. Now, allocations did come in for this. It's not ideal as far as allocations go, but that's okay, because I think we are far, far removed from where things were during the Marnie Premium Collection Box days. But look at more Ionos, 4 guaranteed Ionos in every single box that are going to be hitting the market. That full art is going to continue to drive prices down for the full art and the special illustration rares that are out there. You've got these logo stamped promos or just regular arts, if you want to call them that. That release, this is $39.99, so the same MSRP as what we've had in the past for these premium collection boxes. The big difference is you get one less booster pack, but just another way that Pokemon is impacting the market, because they want to make sure that they're focusing on availability rather than exclusivity. At one point in time, I remember buying and selling custom catchers and things like that for, $12, $13 is just an uncommon trainer card. So there have been times in the past where trainer cards, uncommon cards, have hit double digits before, much like what we saw from Forest Sealstone, which also got reprinted. Now this one, albeit much less impactful, right? Because it got reprinted in a way maybe you don't even know about. So this is Forest Seal Stone. This is a staple in a lot of decks. It's a very, very powerful with its V-Star power, its Star Alchemy. This one was selling for about $15, $16 for the majority of 2023, pretty much all year up until December. Then it started slowing down a little bit. And the reason it started slowing down a little bit is because these League Battle decks came out, right? The Miraidon, the Regieleki, VMAX League Battle decks came out. And in every single League Battle deck was a copy of Forest Seal Stone. Now, a lot of stores had to buy multiple copies of these to make sure that their allocations stayed strong, and they ended up just busting them all open, just ripping them all open, so that way they could pull out this Forest Seal Stone because it was selling for $12, $13, and that would be close enough to the wholesale cost that they wouldn't lose everything buying these League Battle decks. But $15.70 lost about half its value, still staying strong, so still selling for $8.62. Well, very strong, but Pokemon again kind of just injecting another copy that is going to impact the prices. And that's why over the past few months you've seen Forest Seal Stone fall so much, because more Forest Seal Stones have hit the market in the form of a new product that Pokemon has pushed out because they want to focus on availability and not so much exclusivity. Here's the big one. This is the one that a lot of people has a ton of attention right now. There was so much drama with the Pikachu with Gray Felt Hat, and there probably still is. A lot of people upset about the reprint, a lot of people happy with the reprint, but injecting over 100,000 more copies of the Pikachu with the Gray Felt Hat has really left a huge imprint and indent in the market price on this Pikachu with the Gray Felt Hat. Now, obviously, a lot of this pricing is being more impactful overseas, over in the Netherlands, over in the UK, places like that, where it's cheaper to kind of ship things locally or in countries close by versus sending them over the pond and sending them all the way here. It's going to be a little bit more expensive, but look at where it started out at in the beginning of December as $164.79 card, and what it's done now really over the past month or so. So it's still at $140 at the middle of January, and now over the past month and a half it's fallen to $105.20. So that's an all-time low for this card, continuing to drop, and you can find them for considerably cheaper all over the place. If you look at the top here, here's the amount of Pikachu with Gray Felt Hats that have already been graded by PSA. This is a staggering number. Absolutely staggering. We're still far removed from like the Charizard V promo from the Elite Trainer boxes of Champions Path. That's like 55,000, so still a long way away from that. But this card is being graded like crazy. 26,162 copies just graded by PSA. That is just PSA. Then you've got 13,419 that are PSA 10s. Again, availability over exclusivity. That is a lot of graded cards over the span of 6 months. This card has not even been out for 6 months. And if you look at this little snip, this little blip up here from PokeBeach.com, we originally estimated the initial giveaway could inject 100,000 copies of Pikachu with the Gray Felt Hat into the global market. It is now clear this is underestimating the ultimate total. This is talking about the third print run of Pikachu with the Gray Felt Hat. Currently, the price for the promo sits at roughly 60 euros on Card Market, or double what fans paid to receive it. So you had to buy $30 worth of products in order to get this. From January to early February, it cost 105 to 120 euros. That means the first wave cut the cost by 25 to 50%. So huge drops overseas. And then if you look, this is just one post that I pulled off of Facebook. So you can find these for sale all over Facebook. This is just one. Is anyone interested in 575? What? 575 Pikachu Van Gogh Pokemon cards, sealed boxes, price is negotiable. PM me for more information. That's crazy. 575 that somebody has. That means a lot of stores probably aren't abiding by the rules at all. But 575, these are selling for $50, $60, $70 all over the place if you look hard enough, which is absolutely insane. And actually not that bad when you factor in the fact that they have to be shipped over here. So if you don't have Pikachu with Gray Felt Hat yet and you really wanted it, but you were patient and didn't FOMO, now's the time where you can really start looking. But again, availability over exclusivity. Here's another one that we're going to talk about briefly, and we're going to get into these next few really quickly. This is the Charizard EX. This is from Obsidian Flame. So we talked about this one a little bit earlier. This card is absolutely dominant in the format. Now that could change, right? Rotation happened. Lugia V-Star starting to become a thing again. We'll see what happens. But after Obsidian Flame's release, this was a $23 card. This was selling for $23.25. It did drop relatively quick because Obsidian Flames did have strong pull rates, and it injected a lot more Charizards into the market, which we'll look at in a second. But you can see in December, after it started winning regional events, it started climbing back up again, where it hit almost $18 a piece. So a couple months after release, it was still an $18 card. But what happened? What happened at the end of January? More Charizard EX hit the market. More Charizard EX again. We needed more Charizard because Paldean Fates came out, and all of a sudden an easy to pull card with Paldean Fates having just absolutely amazing pull rates. Charizard EX gets absolutely destroyed in the market, drops down to $6.95 and continuing to trend downward. Here are all of the Charizards with this ability and this attack with Burning Darkness and Infernal Rain. All the Charizards. This is just since the release of Obsidian Flame. So we're looking at 4 months worth of Charizards right here that have been just shoved down our throats. This is insane. So you've got Obsidian Flames, 4 Charizards in the top row there. You've got the regular art, you've got the hyper rare, you've got the special illustration rare, and then you've got the full art. Then you've got a promo that came out in that premium collection box right next to it. So there's a Charizard EX, the Terra, the hat, whatever you want to call it. Like him, hate him, doesn't matter. Here it is. Another Charizard that impacts the market. Then on the bottom, we've got 2 more Paldean Fates ones that just came out. So the special illustration rare, very expensive card, obviously from the collector market. Like that's a very strong card. However, you also got the regular art variant. And with strong pull rates, the regular art variant drops down a lot of pricing across the board. And then, as if that wasn't enough, the Charizard EX got printed in tin form as well. So you've got another promo that got injected into the market. This is eight different Charizards in the span of 4 months that all do the same thing. All the same attack, all the same ability, just different rarities, making this card, which is a competitive card, super available for collectors, for players, things like that. Here are a bunch of other cards that got reprinted. I didn't want to go through all the graphs and pricing on all of these. You could argue Lugia V also, because Lugia V did get that reprint a little bit, but I'm not including that one. Lugia V, that was more of an exclusive product for Crown Zenith. That hasn't really impacted the price so much as Lugia V just falling out of format, falling out of competitive favor. Should come back a little bit, but yeah, that's really more of what impacted Lugia V. But you've got the Miraidon EX up there. Miraidon EX, a very strong card in competitive play, got reprinted in a bunch of battle decks. Gardevoir EX has been printed 1,000,000 times, so started out in Scarlet and Violet base. We got another reprint in battle decks. We got another reprint in Paldean Fates. So Gardevoir EX has been all over the place. Then you've got Chine Pao. Chine Pao EX probably not doing as well competitively, but still has a lot of potential, and it's been impacted greatly by those battle decks that have come out. So we had the original release in Paldean Fates, or in Paldea Evolved, then it got reprinted in a bunch of battle decks, and now it got reprinted a little bit as a hyper rare in Paldean Fates. Squawkabilly EX started really climbing a little bit. It was up to about $6 from basically a bulk EX as it saw more and more play, and then it got put out there in Paldean Fates and fell apart. So now it's selling for 60, 70 cents. Roaring Moon EX doing very, very well. Roaring Moon EX, very, very good in competitive play. Started out a little bit expensive, then dropped a little bit, and now it's gone up a little bit again, but the promo box that came out, so you can get a Roaring Moon EX promo box. So that one selling for about $8 as well, but again, more copies that hit the market. The Arceus V-Star has been printed multiple times, including in the Trainer's Toolkit. It had obviously the premium collection, and then it had the normal release in Astral Radiance. Then you've got Origin Form Palkia V-Star, or Brilliant Stars. Then you've got Origin Form Palkia V-Star. Not really competitive anymore, but again, released in Astral Radiance. Saw a lot of play. Then got re-released again in a V-Box, a collection box, along with Dialga, a V-Star box. It was absolutely good. So Pokemon really paying attention to what they think is going to do well, and then printing it like crazy. There's more and more copies that become available. Availability over exclusivity. I just wanted to kind of cover all that, and you can let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below, what you think of it all. I hope you enjoy the content. If you do, please hit that subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment. It goes a long way for the algorithm. Thanks so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it. Love you guys. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Until next time, peace.